you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing a quick movie review on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Sorry I didn't shave today. It's Sunday. I'm a little scruffy looking. A couple things I want to address. First off, some Marvel Legends update with my Guardians figures I want to talk about real quick. And if you're trying to get your Marvel Legends, you can't do so at Big Bad Toys store. But I got a second Adam Warlock over here, and the ankles are a little better on this one. Still a bit weird, but the ankles do look better. They're easier to work with on this one, so I'm going to return the other one. And Cosmo's helmet right over here. I did show it in the wrong position. I still wish they had one where it was either completely covered, you know what I mean? Or instead of this, so completely covered dome would have been preferred, but still, I like this figure. And then I'm not going to give spoilers right away, but I will tell you this. We see the wings in the movie. The wings are in the movie, people. We got wings, all right? Yeah, I'm happy about it. I'm doing the thumbnail pose too. We got wings. Smiling for the wings, all right? So cool. And it wasn't a dumb scene either. Or some might argue that it was a dumb scene. But for me, I enjoyed this movie. Just not getting into any spoilers. It was a fun time. There is some graphic stuff in it, so I don't recommend taking kids to it. Here's a good way to describe it without getting graphic, okay? Recently, I just read a 1979 issue of Spectacular Spider-Man where Carrion kills Darter, right, with his death touch. And you see, panel by panel, Darter grotesquely going from flesh to bone. Like, it's nasty. And that's the level of gruesome that you're going to kind of see some of that in this movie. So without spoiling anything, it's kind of, it gets gruesome. It's very much a James Gunn movie unleashed. Kind of same vibe. Very much the same vibe from my point of view with Sam Raimi and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I felt like they just let James Gunn go and do his thing. There's some jabs in there that I felt like, or some things in there I was like, I think I see what you're doing. A lot of parts reminded me of Slither a little bit here and there. I love the special effects in it, by the way. I thought the special effects were amazing. I love the characters. I thought the characters, the way everything was written out. The movie is pretty heavy on the emotions, so prepare to get the heartstrings tugged on quite a bit. Like a lot, but it was so satisfying. I left so happy. I have a couple of gripes. I'll get into them. There's a couple of things in there that I was kind of happy with, but at the same time kind of had a problem with all at once. So I'll get into that in the spoilers section. Not everything about it, I would say was 100% the way I'd like to have seen it done. But I think there's room for things to kind of settle to where I think they should go in the future, so it doesn't feel like all is lost. My gripes are minimal. I gave this movie an A+. I absolutely loved it. Stick around for both after credit scenes. Very worth watching. Very satisfying movie. Great storytelling. Great special effects. Great characters. The plot, the main through plot is very straightforward. I love it. It's very simple, but it's the characters around this simple ass plot that really make it a fun, exciting movie that very much feels like it has a high value to it, because the characters feel like they change a lot and do things to make me feel like they've grown and everything. So that being said, let's move on to the spoilers section, which I'm not even going to give that many spoilers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, spoilers. Let's go. I don't really have anything that spoilery I wanted to get into. For real. The whole rocket thing, I will say this. I'm happy. Here's a spoiler. Big spoiler. I'm happy nobody died. I'm just happy that everybody lived. I think it's been a lot, and it was refreshing, and it just felt good that nobody died. We've had a lot of people die recently in the MCU, and it's like, I'm happy that all of that work wasn't for nothing. And it was pretty satisfying that all the characters lived. The thing that that story with Rocket though, man, that shit was brutal. That was brutal. That was pretty tough, but I thought really good too. And it's kind of funny, man. I got little chickens in my in my living room right now because my kids are part of this 3-H program. If you have kids, you may have yours in it too. But like, yeah, we got a bunch of chickens, a bunch of chickies, little chicks. They're like this big. They grow. I call them the raptors. They grow so fast. I think we have like 8 or 10 of them. And I know their names. It just takes a while for me to remember them all. I think there's 10. And the kids are, love playing with them and stuff like that. But it's a different perspective watching an egg go from, or a chicken go from egg to chick that's like this big with straight up T-Rex feet and everything. So I think it's good to have a different perspective on this stuff. And I think I think it does that a little bit with, animal cruelty and all that. But also, there's a lot of character development in this, not just like with Rocket and getting his backstory finally, but really getting into like one thing that hit me really hard, that made me want to cry a little bit, was Drax. When Mantis tells him, like, you're not a destroyer, you're meant to be a father. I was like, oh shit. Damn, dude. Because we know his whole story. He even gets to confront Thanos in Infinity War and everything. You know what I mean? Like, we know he loses his family and stuff, and it's like, wow. Yeah, the scene with him with the kids and stuff. I mean, I'm sure all the dads out there relate to that. The big, goofy, dumb guy playing with the kids. I love playing with my kids. So it's like seeing all that, I don't know. It hit home for me. I loved Mantis in the movie. I thought Mantis was great. I like how she's clumsy the whole time, like visually hilarious to see. And I thought she really bound the team together, and seeing her, I forgot the name of those giant octopus things, but yeah, that we see at the beginning of Volume 2. I love how it wrapped everything. I like how we even saw Yondu in there for a minute. That was great. I thought that was awesome. It felt like it was a well-wrapped package. Like, they did such a good job. And I've been rewatching Volume 2, and I'm like, damn, I love Volume 2 also. Like, I thought it was great, man. The relationship with Gamora and Star-Lord was awesome. Nebula in there, too. I loved Nebula in this movie. But I like that, he like, Star-Lord wasn't pushing it too hard, or it may have seemed like he was, but it's like he knew that at a certain point in the movie, it's like, it's pretty established that he knows that this is not his Gamora. He treats her differently, like, he respects that she doesn't fall for him, or she's not in love with him and stuff. So it's cool to see that relationship kind of grow. You see her learning more about Star-Lord, digging through all his shit and everything, and I thought that was great. The story, the character development, just incredible. Not a lot going on with Groot, but we've gotten a lot of Groot in the past already, and one thing I was trying to think about was, is this Groot, is it the same Groot as before, or is this a brand new Groot that loves them because this is the only family this little baby STEM group, the Shard Groot, knows? You know what I mean? Like, is that why? Or did the consciousness from the big first Guardians movie Groot go into this one too? I have a feeling it's a new Groot, and because it looks different at the end of the movie, all huge and stuff. Oh, Rocket saying, "I'm Rocket Raccoon." That was satisfying as hell. That was great. Adam Warlock was my biggest letdown. I don't think I'm missing any of the characters though. Nebula was fucking awesome as hell with her gun and everything. I loved the freaking villain. Holy crap. That he was amazing. Why can I not remember his name off the top of my head? And I have him like all the way up there, High Evolutionary, up there, the High Evolutionary. But yeah, High Evolutionary was great. Actor was fantastic. I saw Jeremy Johns' video, and he talked about how he didn't like the screaming at the end and all that. I like that because the guy's nuts. He's not getting what he wants. He's throwing a temper tantrum and everything. I think that fits. I thought he was awesome. Mad scientist, kind of curiosity, evil, totally detached from life, but claims to adore it and destroys a whole civilization. Were those Anti-Men? That was like where did he get the reference for all the 80s car stuff and everything? That kind of trips me out a little bit. Like, where did that come from? I wonder. But I guess he studied Earth or something. I don't know. Let me see. I don't want to drag on too long in this video. I think I got all the points that I wanted to. The after credit scenes were great. Seeing Star-Lord see his grandfather, that was awesome as hell. That tugged on the heartstrings. Nebula and Gamora, their feral grunts at each other were so funny. I love that. It's almost like dude grunts, like I thought that was awesome. And the action scenes, the hallway fight scenes, the fight scenes at the end were fantastic. I love the low angles, and they almost like use this wider. It looked like the range on the camera lens was different. Like they almost used almost a fisheye lens a little bit on that action scene where you could see a little bit more towards the sides. I thought that was awesome, and it made the characters in front that were doing the fighting look a little bit cooler. I thought that was dope. I really love the cinematography. I love the colors. James Gunn's creativity over here with all the different colors, the palettes and everything. It's just so beautiful to see and gross. I love the grossness, the animals mixed with the cybernetic parts. Oh, I love that shit. My friends, my brother, we all made up our own versions of like these cybernetic cat characters when we were kids. We used to draw them all the time. So this just hits right there for me. The Dino Riders and stuff, the very 90s cybernetic animal combo kind of deal. I love that shit, man. It made me so happy to see. I thought it was great. I love the creativity in this movie. I want to watch it again so bad. I might watch it tonight. Who knows? I gotta show off the tin. Man, I'll take a picture of it because I did buy it, and we got the popcorn tin, which is kind of expensive, but I'm happy to have it because I love this movie, and it was a great memory to have with Charlita 1. Big thanks to my parents for watching the kids, and my brother was down to help too, so that was like a good night to have backup support with the babysitters and everything. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this quick review. It's Sunday. I'm gonna go get back to doing family stuff. I just want to take a moment to talk about Guardians and show off my popcorn bucket for you and talk about the figures a little bit. Hopefully I didn't miss anything too major. I'm sure I did. The freaking Adam Warlock. Okay, I gotta talk about Adam Warlock. I'm not the biggest Adam Warlock fan. I don't know everything about Adam Warlock, but I like Adam Warlock a lot. And I feel like this version of Adam Warlock is just not Adam Warlock at all, or maybe just a very young version type of Adam Warlock. Hopefully there's some changes made to the character in the future, but that was my least favorite part of the movie. But if it meant sacrificing Adam Warlock for having really dope character stories, then that's okay with me. Like, I'm fine with it. I just hope they change things about the character a little bit more later on in the future, and it looks like it's very possible for that to happen. But yeah, Adam Warlock, it just didn't feel like Adam Warlock to me. Also, I feel like this was a jab at Kevin Feige, but at the end of the movie when they do the whole group hug thing, and then Adam Warlock is kind of giving the awkward group hug joining in at the very end, wasn't that just like Kevin Feige at the Wakanda Forever panel at San Diego Comic-Con last year? It reminded me of that so much, and I don't know if that was on purpose, because I did hear about James Gunn not being happy with the way Star-Lord was written in Infinity War. I think he may have felt like they shat on his character a little bit, you know what I mean? I don't know, but anyway, I had to throw that in there about the Adam Warlock. That was the most disappointing part of the movie for me. Also, Kraglin and Cosmo. I loved Kraglin and Cosmo. And I liked how they're off to the side, not too present in the movie too. I like how the movie really did focus on the core Guardians characters, but I like the roles that those characters played in this movie as well. I was happy they're there, and I was happy with how much they were there in the movie too. And I think both Sean Gunn is James Gunn's brother, right? Was the voice actress for Cosmo his wife? So also kind of, putting those characters to the side and not just like forcing a front and center and everything. Also a smart move. I'm sure I missed all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I loved this movie. It hit the heartstrings so bad. It's up there, like, I think it's in the top 3. I don't know, man. I loved it. No Way Home, Endgame, this one, like, I don't know, man. Really liked this movie a lot. Loved it. Anyway, want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. I don't know about my top 3 exactly like that. Just at this moment, I am thinking a little bit like Endgame, No Way Home, Guardians 3. It's like at this moment right now, that's where I'm letting it sit right now. Anyway, I got to clean up this dork room. Got to hang with the kids. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Peace. Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face,